G'day all, I'm Arthur from MTech. Today we'll be running through all the features and operation of our wheelchair accessible Hyundai Staria. So this particular vehicle is our demo vehicle and is fitted with all options available in our brochures. So it's fitted with, let's start from the start. We've got a right hand side A-pillar grab handle for the driver. We have fixed external side step along the left hand side. We've got left hand side B pillar fixed handrail, left hand side C pillar fixed handrail, and this particular model is set up with our brochure option number 2, set up with 6 seats including driver when there are no wheelchairs, or 4 seats plus 1 wheelchair passenger. The reason we offer this option, so in front of the front of the wheelchair passenger is nice and clear, and the wheelchair passenger will feel inclusive. So it's fitted with wheelchair access from the rear. It has a very unique, exclusive to fold flat ramp. So when there are no wheelchairs, could be folded flat. So the vehicle could be used for shopping trips, and yep. To use the ramp, you just, when there's a lever, release lever here, when the lever is lifted up, it allows the ramp to fold flat. To lock the ramp, you just simply pull, lock in place, and when the lever is pressed, it releases the ramp, allows it to deploy. Loading and unloading wheelchairs need to be done on flat, hard surface. We'll just quickly run through the additional options that we offer. We have a future-safe foldable backrest and headrest feature, as well as powered winch with built-in restraint system. So the winch is also fitted with built-in wheelchair restraint system. So we have 2 electric front restraints, 2 heavy-duty rear restraints that anchor into these points. The wheelchair restraint system is rated to 160 kilos, excluding the occupant, because the occupant seat belts are separately attached to the vehicle body. So the total combined weight that could be safely secured is 225 kilos, including the wheelchair occupant. So we'll run through loading the wheelchair shortly. So before loading the wheelchair, it's helpful to have the front tie-down fittings. There's a lock release switch, and most vehicles this may be fitted on the left hand side. So the light in the switch indicates the webbing is released. So ideally you want to have the webbing close to the wheelchair, so you don't need to travel too far in. These are anchor points, and now I think we are ready to bring the wheelchair in. So we'll run through loading and unloading the wheelchair. I have our colleague Nadia volunteering to be the model. All right, we just need to bring the wheelchair close to the ramp. So when the feet are close to the edge of the ramp, you can stop the wheelchair, apply the brakes, and there's enough length in these front restraints, front fittings. Yep, just make sure that is released, pull them out, and they need to be attached as close to the wheelchair seat, strong part of the frame, or if there are designated anchor points on the wheelchair. They need to be attached to those anchor points. Just make sure the webbing is straight. Very important point, as soon as the front restraints are attached to the wheelchair, the release switch needs to be turned off, so it locks the front restraints, which is this switch here. So in most cases that switch will be on this side. Just make sure the front restraints are locked, because that will ensure, as the wheelchair is pushed up the ramp, if for whatever reason the attendant lets the wheelchair go, the wheelchair will not roll back. It will still be held by the front tie-down fittings. All right. For up to 100 kilo wheelchair passengers, the ramp incline is fairly gentle and allows average attendants to comfortably push the wheelchair up the ramp. And the wheelchair needs to be centered as you're pushing up the ramp. And see, because the front restraints are locked, if I let it go, the wheelchair will stop right where it is. So the wheelchair needs to be pushed in all the way forward, as far forward as it can go, and then pull back slightly until you can see it's held up by the front restraints. Then we apply the rear wheelchair fittings. You can see it's a fairly simple one-hand operation if you hold from the housing of the rear fittings, line up with the anchor point and slide it on, turn around. It's much easier to pull the entire webbing out, hold it so it doesn't retract, and again the hook needs to be applied as close to the wheelchair seat as possible or designated anchor point. And then you move the wheelchair slightly, then lock it in place. Add more tension with these winders until you can't. Tension as much as possible. Yeah, and it feels solid, Nadia?
Yeah.
Yep. And then we apply the wheelchair occupant lap belt. Yeah, put this over your laps. It locks in here. Yeah. The lap belt needs to go between the armrest and the backrest. It can't be held away by armrests. Then we have the shoulder belt. Nadia, the shoulder belt. You just run that. Hold that there, and this locks in here, and that's automatically retractable. Tension, feels okay. Yep, it's there. Yeah, so after double checking the restraints are locked, all seat belts are applied, wheelchair is secure, wheelchair brakes are applied, and we can close the ramp. And don't be too gentle with the ramp, just close it like a car door, and you can hear this beeping sound that tensions everything in the car. And there's plenty of clearance. Now we can close the door. Now we'll start running through unloading of the wheelchair, as well as the additional features in the car, the future safe headrest and the winch. So as you can see, wheelchairs like this don't have proper backrest and headrest support, and even though it's not mandatory yet, it's highly recommended that this future safe backrest and headrest is used for transporting wheelchairs like this, or any wheelchairs that don't have proper backrest and headrest built into the actual frame. So we'll run through the features. So pretty much whatever we've done when loading the wheelchair in and securing it, we just have to do everything in reverse order. So the very last item was the shoulder belt. So the shoulder belt will be the first item to be released. Then it was the lap belt. And the rear restraints. It's okay to release these with your feet. Just don't press it too hard. Release the entire webbing, hold it, and the slack will allow the fitting to be released properly. Now the wheelchair brakes are still applied, then you release these ones, front restraints. Release the brakes while you're holding onto the wheelchair. And first, the wheelchair needs to be pushed forward approximately 5 to 10 centimeters to completely release the webbing, then pull back out. All right, again, the feet in line with the front edge of the ramp. We can stop. Brakes applied. Now we can take these off. Yeah, these need to be anchored close to the rear to make it easier for use. Okay, now we'll run through the use of the future safe backrest and headrest. So before loading the wheelchair, these need to be turned outwards by pulling these release levers and turn around. Same here. Okay, that's there. Got that. So this time we'll use the winch. So in the same footage, you can see the use of the winch and the future safe headrest. These are available as additional options. So the winch has a capacity of pulling and securing up to 160 kilo wheelchair plus the weight of the occupant, with the allowance is 75 kilos with regulations. So yeah, approximately 200 kilo weight it can comfortably pull. The use of the winch is done by a remote controller. When there is no wheelchair attached to the winch, you can press and hold number 3. When there is a wheelchair, to release the winch, we just press number 1. And to pull the wheelchairs in is button number 2. So for now, there's no wheelchair attached to it, so we'll press 3 so we can quickly pull it out. So the straps in the winch have approximately 3.6 meter length straps, pretty much the same length as the electric restraints. So we just release until there's enough length to attach to the wheelchair. So we'll attach to the same locations. One in here, one in here, and then we press button number 2. Just make sure the straps they don't get tangled anywhere. And once the winch is holding the wheelchair, then you can release it. The winch also self-centers the weight of the wheelchair. So we'll press number 2 and always notify the person in a wheelchair that we are going up the ramp. So with sudden movements, they don't get the shock. Nadia, we're going up. And you can see, you can even let go. So you just need to guide the wheelchair so it stays in the center. Again, the same principle, the wheelchair needs to be pulled as far forward as possible until it stops. Yep, where it stops. Then it's in the right place. The brakes get applied. Then we have the rear restraints. We've got the seat belt. Yeah, run it over your laps. Thank you. And we've got the shoulder belt. Yeah, that will automatically tension. Then we position the backrest and the headrest. Just make sure there's height adjustment and length adjustment. So at the moment they're all the way out and they line up with the center of the wheelchair. I think the backrest is in a good spot. If you bring your head, can you feel it? Is it comfortable?
Yeah.
It should be small clearance there. Same as when you sit in your automotive, in your car seat, the headrest, normally there's a small gap during travel. And yeah, everything's there. One thing I forgot, even though we're not using it, but the front restraints need to be locked. Yep, ramp closed. Yep, still nice clearance. Okay, now we are ready to unload the wheelchair while using the winch. All right, short first. Then we undo the lap belt. All right, because the winch is already holding the wheelchair, and you could see that when we use the winch, we didn't have to use the front restraints, because again, the winch has built-in tested wheelchair restraint system for up to 160 kilo wheelchairs plus the wheelchair occupant. Now we release the brakes, and now because we have wheelchair attached to the winch, we have to lower it by pressing the button 1 and holding it, and all you have to do is just guide so the wheelchair comes out straight. So when the rear wheels hit the ground, most of the weight is already gone, and you can actually press number 3, button number 3, to just release the winch a bit quicker. Anytime the wheelchair is not attended, the brakes must be applied. Just make sure that there's no twist in the webbing. You can hold them together and press button number 2 to pull it in. Okay, so the winch is locked, the wheelchair is out. We can move the headrest back in. Yep. Yeah, so when there's no wheelchair to transport and you wish to use the car, take it to shopping, then you can fold the ramp flat. But before the ramp is folded flat, you need to ensure the front restraints, the webbing is out of the way, just to prevent any wear and tear on the webbing. So by just releasing them, yeah, you can just allow them to pull into the housing, and there's nothing in the way. The ramp gets locked upright first, and then by lifting the release lever, hold on to the strap, and that will allow the ramp to fold flat. And in a folded flat position, it is load rated to have up to 100 kilo of uniform distributed weight over it. So walking on it is not recommended, but taking some luggage, storing some luggage on top is okay. The vehicle dimensions are 5.3 meters long, 2 meters wide, 2 meters. So it's perfectly fine to be used in public car parks or shopping centers with up to 2.1 meter height clearance. Thank you for watching. As a general guide, the process of loading and unloading wheelchairs into Hyundai Staria takes approximately 5 minutes each. Loading 5 minutes, unloading another 5 minutes. You can, once the person uses the system once, I believe 5 minutes is a reasonable time frame. Compared to wheelchair lifts will probably take 10 to 15 minutes, loading or unloading. So it's this car offers more practical, quicker loading, unloading, and a vehicle that can be used anywhere, even in regular parking spots for regular cars. Thanks for watching again.